Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are going deep into one of the most exciting stories in the handheld gaming industry right now. The ASUS ROG Ally 2 is on the horizon. It is already creating massive buzz across gaming communities worldwide. Everyone is talking about it. Everyone wants to know if this is the breakthrough device that changes the way we think about gaming on the go. The first ROG Ally made a splash. It was bold, it was powerful, and it showed that ASUS was serious about the handheld space. But it wasn't perfect. It had strengths, but also weaknesses that left gamers asking for more. Now, with the ROG Ally 2, expectations are sky-high. People want a true leap forward. Not just a small update. A real step into the future. Let's start by revisiting where this story began. The original ROG Ally was ASUS's answer to the growing handheld PC market. It launched with the AMD Z1 Extreme processor, a chip powerful enough to play most modern PC titles. It offered performance that often exceeded expectations. Many gamers compared it to the Steam Deck, which had dominated the conversation. And in several ways, the Ally pushed ahead. Its screen was sharper. Its design was sleeker. And its raw processing power gave it an edge. But the first Ally also came with challenges. The battery life was not as long as many hoped. Running Windows on a small hand, performance doesn't stop at the processor. The Black Edition is also expected to feature major upgrades in memory and storage. We could see up to 32 gigabytes of LPDDR5 RAM, which is a massive leap compared to earlier handhelds. That much memory allows for smoother multitasking, better performance in demanding games, and more headroom for future titles. Storage is another area where ASUS seems ready to go big. Early reports suggest configurations starting at 1 terabyte with tie-ins that may reach as high as 4 terabytes. That's enormous for a handheld device. Imagine carrying dozens of massive titles, games like Cyberpunk, Elden Ring, or Microsoft Flight Simulator, all stored locally, ready to launch anywhere. No constant uninstalling and reinstalling. No worrying about space. Just freedom to build a true portable library. But power and storage alone don't make a handheld great. Comfort matters too. ASUS seems to have recognized this and is redesigning the Ally 2 with ergonomics in mind. Early leaks show a device with larger rounded grips, closer in feel to a traditional console controller. This is huge. One of the biggest complaints about handheld gaming has always been hand fatigue. Long sessions with flat, thin designs can leave players uncomfortable. But with rounded grips, the Ally 2 should feel natural in the hands. The screen size is expected to stay at 7 inches. That's a smart decision. 7 inches strikes the balance between portability and immersion. Big enough to appreciate modern titles with good detail, but small enough to remain travel-friendly. ASUS doesn't want to drift into tablet territory, but it also doesn't want to compromise on visuals. This size has proven itself as the sweet spot. And let's talk about battery and charging. The Ally 2 is rumored to support 100-watt fast charging. This is massive. Fast charging means less downtime between sessions. A quick top-up could get you back into your favorite game in minutes, not hours. Pair that with the improved efficiency of the new processors, and we might see longer play times than before, even while running demanding titles. But here's where things get even more interesting: rumors of Xbox integration. Some leaks suggest that the high-end Ally 2 could feature a dedicated Xbox button, possibly unlocking deeper ecosystem features. Imagine turning on your Ally 2 and instantly loading into a streamlined Xbox-style launcher, complete with direct Game Pass integration. That would be huge. One of the biggest criticisms of Windows on handheld devices is that it feels clunky. Navigating Windows on a small screen is awkward. It was designed for desktops, not portable consoles. But if ASUS partners with Xbox to create a console-like interface, it could completely change the user experience. The Ally 2 could feel like a true hybrid, the freedom of Windows with the simplicity of a console. Think about what that means. A player could carry their Ally 2, press one button, and instantly dive into their Game Pass library. No desktop clutter. No awkward navigation. Just games ready to play. That's a vision of handheld gaming that feels polished, practical, and fun. So, when we look at the two versions side by side, the strategy becomes clear. The white model is for casual gamers. It's lighter, cheaper, and perfect for those who value simplicity. The black model is for hardcore gamers. It's powerful, feature-rich, and designed for those who want the absolute best performance. Together, these two models cover the full range of audiences, from budget-conscious players to high-end enthusiasts. And the timing could not be better. The handheld market is booming. Devices like the Steam Deck, the Aya Neo consoles, and the Lenovo Legion Go have shown that demand is massive. Gamers want power they can carry. They want to break free from the desk. The ROG Ally 2 is ASUS's chance to step into that spotlight and lead the charge. The story of the ROG Ally 2 doesn't stop with hardware and performance. To understand why this device is generating so much excitement, we need to look at the bigger picture. Handheld gaming is no longer just about playing a few simple games on the go. It's about having a full, uncompromised experience in your hands. And ASUS seems to be aiming for exactly that. One of the first things to notice is how ASUS is positioning the Ally 2 against the competition. The Steam Deck has been the leader for some time. Valve created a product that gave PC gamers a way to carry their library anywhere. It was affordable, powerful enough for most titles, and backed by a huge community. But it also had limits. Its screen resolution wasn't the sharpest, its design leaned toward bulkiness, and it wasn't the most powerful option. Meanwhile, companies like Aya Neo and GPD started pushing premium handhelds with higher specs. Lenovo entered the game with the Legion Go. Suddenly, handheld PCs weren't a niche anymore. They were a growing market with many players. And that's why the ROG Ally 2 matters so much. It isn't just another competitor. It's a product from one of the biggest gaming brands in the world. ASUS already has credibility with gamers. Its ROG laptops, desktops, and accessories are known for performance and design. That brand recognition gives the Ally 2 an edge that smaller competitors don't have. But brand power alone isn't enough. Gamers want proof that a handheld can actually deliver. And that's where the details of the Ally 2 shine. Let's dive deeper into the design choices, because these reveal a lot about ASUS's strategy. The redesigned grips are a huge deal. Many handheld devices in the past focused too much on thinness, trying to look sleek at the cost of comfort. The Ally 2 breaks away from that. By borrowing from console controllers, it creates a shape that feels natural. If you've ever played on a controller for hours, you know how much of a difference grip shape makes. By applying that principle to a handheld PC, ASUS is addressing one of the biggest pain points of the first generation. The weight distribution is also expected to improve. Early reports suggest that the Ally 2 won't just feel better in the hands, but will balance more evenly. This matters because handhelds are held up constantly, unlike laptops that rest on a table. Even small differences in weight balance can affect comfort over long sessions. ASUS seems to understand that gamers don't just want power, they want a device they can actually use for hours without discomfort. The screen deserves another look too. At 7 inches, it may sound unchanged, but this decision is actually strategic. Larger screens like those on the Lenovo Legion Go look impressive, but they make the device bulky. Smaller screens can feel cramped. 7 inches is the middle ground. But more importantly, ASUS is expected to push for higher brightness, better color accuracy, and smoother refresh rates. That makes a huge difference in portable gaming. Imagine playing a fast-paced shooter with a high refresh display. The action feels smoother, more responsive, and more immersive. That's the kind of edge gamers notice immediately. Battery and charging improvements also reshape the experience. One of the major frustrations with handheld PCs is downtime. Waiting hours for a full charge breaks immersion. Fast charging solves this. If the Ally 2 really supports 100-watt fast charging, it could cut recharge times drastically. Pair that with improved efficiency from the Z2 Extreme chip, and suddenly you have a device that not only performs better, but also lasts longer. This combination of fast top-ups and longer life is critical for handheld adoption. Gamers don't want to babysit a charging cable. They want freedom. But perhaps the most forward-looking piece of the Ally 2 puzzle is its rumored Xbox integration. If this turns out to be real, it could reshape the handheld gaming landscape. For years, one of the biggest barriers for Windows-based handhelds has been usability. Windows is powerful, but not built for tiny screens and gamepad control. Players often complain about the hassle of navigating menus, adjusting settings, and dealing with software designed for desktops. Now imagine this. You turn on the Ally 2, and instead of being greeted by a desktop, you're welcomed into a clean, console-like launcher. With one press of an Xbox button, your Game Pass library opens. Your games are displayed front and center. Navigation feels smooth, optimized for handheld use. Suddenly, the Ally 2 doesn't just feel like a PC, it feels like a console. That kind of transformation could make it the first Windows handheld that truly feels seamless to use. And the implications go further. Xbox Game Pass is already one of the most attractive subscriptions in gaming. Access to hundreds of titles, cloud streaming, and day-one releases give it incredible value. If the Ally 2 becomes the best way to experience Game Pass on the go, that gives it a massive advantage. It could attract not just PC gamers, but also Xbox console owners looking for a portable companion device. This also ties into the future of cloud gaming. While local performance is critical, cloud services are improving quickly. The Ally 2's rumored balance between local power and cloud integration means it could serve both worlds. Play demanding AAA titles locally with the Z2 Extreme chip, or stream lighter sessions from the cloud with the AFO. Writable Z0 model. Either way, ASUS is positioning itself to cover every use case. Let's not forget about storage again, because this matters more than many people realize. In the world of modern PC gaming, file sizes are ballooning. A single game like Call of Duty can take up over 150 gigabytes. With updates, expansions, and DLC, space fills quickly. The idea of carrying up to 4 terabytes in your pocket is incredible. It removes one of the biggest annoyances in gaming, constantly choosing which games to delete. This makes the Ally 2 feel like a real portable library, not just a temporary device. The RAM expansion to 32 gigabytes is another forward-thinking move. Right now, many games don't demand that much memory. But in 2 or 3 years, that could change. Game engines are becoming more advanced, textures more detailed, and systems more resource-hungry. By including this much RAM, ASUS is preparing the Ally 2 to remain relevant for years. It's not just about today's games, it's about tomorrow's as well. Price strategy will also play a huge role. If ASUS can keep the white model affordable, it could undercut many competitors. The Steam Deck owes much of its success to its price point. If ASUS positions its entry-level Ally too close to that range, it could appeal to a massive audience. Meanwhile, the black model can sit at a premium price, aimed at enthusiasts who want the best. This two-model approach allows ASUS to compete at both ends of the market simultaneously. Now, let's talk about the bigger impact. What does the ROG Ally 2 mean for the handheld gaming space overall? In simple terms, it could mark the beginning of a new era. Handheld PCs have been growing steadily, but they've still felt like a niche compared to traditional consoles. The Ally 2 has the potential to break through to the mainstream. Its combination of performance, design, usability, and brand recognition could make it the first handheld PC that feels truly mass market. Think about how smartphones changed portable entertainment. At first, they were clunky, limited, and expensive. But over time, 1 or 2 key devices set the standard. The iPhone did it for smartphones. Could the Ally 2 do it for handheld PCs? It's possible. By solving pain points like ergonomics, battery, storage, and interface, ASUS is positioning itself not just to participate in the market, but to lead it. Gamers are hungry for innovation. They want freedom. They want power that doesn't tie them to a desk. They want a device that feels natural to use, that delivers console-like simplicity with PC-level performance. If the Ally 2 delivers on even half of the promises, it could be remembered as the turning point when handheld PCs truly came into their own. Of course, questions remain. How much will each model cost? How well will the cooling system handle extended play sessions? Will the Xbox integration be real, or just a rumor? Will the Windows experience finally feel smooth enough for everyday use? These are details that will only become clear when the device launches. But the anticipation is already proof of how big this moment is.